Thank you again, Irv. I am deeply appreciative to be here, and I want to thank you, the press, for being here. Irv, I certainly want to thank you for donating your time for being here and seeing this. I also like to thank Michael Hausfeld from the Hausfeld Limited firm, who has been just really an inspiration for me in representing us as our legal entity. And Sean from Zell and Hoffman has been part of that team, and both of them, along with their other co-attorneys, have been very tireless in this effort. Irv, I appreciate your comments, but I just really want to say, and I said this to the guys earlier coming on the elevator, is I don't want these guys to come and say, hey, Eller, look at what you got us into. And then nothing really happens. You know, I am dedicated to these guys because they're more than like brothers. You know, and the one thing that I've noticed when talking to the other players, whether it's on the phone or in person or something, there's a camaraderie there. There's an esprit de corps that goes along with being a player in the NFL. One, because we took great pride and made great sacrifices to become NFL players. But the other is that we all have stories like this. And the point that I think we want to make today is you have a group of men who courageously, and this is very personal stuff, and I don't know what you put in the paper, but you're looking at these guys on an inside that you never would have seen before. And I am deeply appreciative of that. They've come to us today bearing their souls, not for themselves, but for their fellow players. That's what this is all about. And I want to thank you. Before we close today and before we open it up for questions, I just want to reiterate a couple of points. As you talk to the earlier players, the players today will be retired players tomorrow. They're only a play or hit away from being one of us. There's a significant gap in addressing the needs of the retirees, the transition from active to retiree status, and the players really do need to prepare while they're playing. At an earlier meeting, we were talking, and you guys should have heard that, well, how are we going to talk to these young guys and these players today? I said, we're not going to remake the human being. These are just who we were then. You know, it's hard to listen. It's hard to get into your head that they will be sitting here someday. We're taking it on ourselves to share our stories with these young players today and to say, look, guys, this is what you need to really be aware of. And this is real life, as Lim said. Pension is not enough. The guys didn't really share, but there's a lot of guys who are in the $200 and $300, and it's embarrassing. I talked to one guy, and he said, Carl, you know, when I heard a Hall of Famer said he was making this much money a month, he goes, man, I almost cried because I was relieved to realize that a Hall of Famer could be making the same pension as I am. He says, I was afraid and embarrassed to tell anybody because I was ashamed. I was an NFL player, and this is all I was getting. He says, thank you for just making this okay. Issues while actively playing will impact their needs for retirement. That's where these come from. These injuries, these things, they need to address these now, but we're suffering from because they weren't addressed. 7 concussions, hip surgeries, knee surgeries. We played through pain. That was the genre of the day. One of the great things about sitting on some of these conferences and some of these mediations that I've been part of is I tell the owners, I say, owners, we love the game. In spite of all we've been through, we love the game, and we have a dedication to the game. That's what I want them to know. Significant industry issues. This is industry-wide. This is with NFL, and it's not just an isolated case. That the league itself should take responsibility in preparing these players and taking care of these players once they're done. That should be part of the industry. That should be part of the standard. Football is a game. Life is not. The difference between today's players and the players you see it here and here today is that those guys, they're still playing the game. We're not. We're suffering from the game. The RPA, the retired players, and the class action is here to represent all of these guys, even the guys that's going to be coming behind us. We want to make provisions for them to have a normal life, a standard much higher than what these guys are enjoying today. I can't imagine what George is going through. I can't imagine. I know what I'm going through, but these are horrible stories. These are not your cocktail stories. These are horrible stories. Guys who were our heroes. For those of you who want to keep up with this and follow this, you know we have a website, NFLRetiredPlayersAssociation.org, and there's some other blogs, and Dave Perry has a blog. We represent various organizations and various associations, and we're all coming together here today to talk about this common need and this common goal. We think we have some answers to make available tools, information, guidance to better understand, better appreciate, and better prepared. This is a question that you should ask yourselves. Who better can the younger players learn from than the guys up here today? Who better is it to set the standards than these guys that have been through it and paid the price? There's no one better than these guys. They know what it's about. They've been there. We want to reach out and educate them. We want to review it and make changes that we can make the league better. We can make life better for the players. That's what it's about. It's time to make what's been wrong right. It's only fair to do that. Thank you again. Thank you.